Welcome back. This is Jamar, the business of wealth, redefining wealth. Wealth is not just financial, but today we will be talking about trading. Oh man, it's such an interesting topic, interesting day. I spend a lot of time around traders in general, and there's a lot of wealth that is being made in the stock markets, the crypto markets, the option markets, and guys are attracted to the amount of money that you can make in the markets. But there's also kind of a misdirection play that's being driven. I like to talk about the levels of trading. And to me, what we teach inside the mastermind is that there's three levels of trading. There's a foundation, which is the learning phase. And then there's a stage two, a level two, which is the profit and strategy and profit stage, and building clarity and confidence after you learn. So you have level one, which is these are alerts going off behind. You have the level one, which is the foundation, the learning. You have the level two, which is the profit and strategy. And then you have level three, which is the lifestyle, being able to be free and being able to make money remotely anywhere in the world, just by having access to the internet and having access to your laptop, right? And there's ways that people are attracted to this trading world that is misdirected. Most guys get sucked in to becoming a trader, and they start at level two about the profits, or they start at level three about the lifestyle. You can't have the lifestyle, you can't have the profits without having level one, and that's most often the level that's missed, which is the learning and foundation stage. That is the stage that when guys enter in the mastermind, our financial mastermind, that's the level I tell guys that this is the level you have to start at. You have to start at the learning, the foundation, understanding the markets, taking it step by step. You can't just jump into high school and just jump into college without going through elementary. And it's not attractive. It's not attractive to tell people like, hey, for the first 30, 60 days, you may not make any money because we're going to give you the solid foundation. So you can actually be independent and free, and you can move to the profit and clarity stage and strategy stage. But you need to understand, one, how to just open up an account, how to look and analyze a stock or a crypto, how to place a trade, what is a chart and why do you need it? A chart is just a representation of buyers and sellers. The anticipation that you don't need to make 10, 20 trades and sit in front of your computer all day, right? We get into trading not to have a full-time job. We get into trading to take a small amount of time and make the largest return in a short amount of time, right? But you have to know what you're doing for that to occur. And that is, a key. People spend years of trying to learn how to trade. They lose money. And it's because they skip that first level. They skip that level one. They skip that foundational understanding of what's happening. To me, it takes 30 to 60 days, right? You shouldn't take a trade. When you get into trading, you say, hey, I want to be a trader. I want to go make some money. The first thing a person asks is, how much money do we need? How much money do I need to start with? And when I tell them zero, or I tell them $100, they look at me like I'm an astronaut. I'm an alien. Like I'm somewhere over here in the sky. And I was like, well, why would I tell you to put in a lot of money and you don't know anything about trading yet? Why not let me explain the risks? Let me explain, what type of trader you are, what type of trader you can be, how much time do you have available? How much is going to, what do you need to know? Those are the elementary steps. And a lot of guys, they'll jump in and they'll take because it's easy to buy or sell, right? The market only goes up or down. And a lot of people, they'll get lucky when they first get in because they don't know much and they'll just follow behind someone. And then about 3 or 4 or 5 months into it, they start trying to do it on their own, and they realize that it's not going the way that they planned, right? Every trade they get into, now it becomes an emotional, distraught situation where they're going through PTSD. They're having post-trading stress disorder that every time after they take a trade, they're stressed out. This is what we like to eliminate, and I like to, prevent this from happening from new guys. right? This is why we started the mastermind, where you go through these different levels. The first level is the learning and foundation stage. That is the first level of wealth. Before you can monetize, you have to be educated, right? And then once you're educated, it gets your attention. And now, do you even desire to get into these markets, right? These are the levels of understanding that a person must have to obtain wealth. It's like, first, am I willing to get educated? Two, do I have the intention and the desire to continue on? And then once that is established, now which strategy works for me? Not that you can carbon copy someone else, because you're going to be doing this on your own. You're going to be pushing the buy and sell button on your own. So do I have the skills, the necessary strategy, and the confidence and clarity to understand what I'm doing? These are the levels that we want to take guys through when it comes to trading. If you really want to build wealth in the markets, you got to have this keen understanding of the foundation, the first level to lay down your bricks to build a house, right? And before you build a house, you have to have the right blueprint. Some people are going out into these markets. They're being attracted by the lifestyle. They're being attracted by the money of how much they can make without having the foundational bricks laid down to build a solid foundation. So they start building, they start trading, and then all of a sudden it's shaky and it's wobbly, and it all comes crashing down. They can actually avoid that. You can actually avoid huge losses in the market, but it's from the bottom up, not from the top down. You build from laying the foundation, and that is one of the key, levels of building wealth, is building a solid foundation. I tell guys, don't quit your business, don't quit your day job, stay involved with that, and use that time, right? It only takes maybe an hour a day over 90 days, right, to actually build habits and build something you can maintain. Some guys jump into trading and they try to spend 4 or 5 hours a day, and they burn out by month 1 and month 2. But if you manage the expectations and gave yourself time, right, gave yourself a little bit more grace to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to learn. I'm going to take 90 days and give it patience, and I'm going to actually lay the foundation down so I can actually build wealth and create wealth out of the markets for the rest of my life. That would be the most solid thing to do when you enter into the markets. But if you're attracted by the profits and you're attracted by the lifestyle, and you're trying to get away from your day job, you're trying to get away from your business, you're experiencing some pain. And normally the great decisions don't come from having pain, right? You make decision, if you make a decision based off pain, a lot of times you'll end up regretting, right? It forces you to do something, but now you have to have the right expectations. So that is what, that's why we created a 7-day challenge, that we give away one of our best strategies, and we give away the solid foundations, because we want traders to be around for a lot longer. We want them to actually be able to maintain and be profitable, right, for the rest of their lives. But it starts at that first level where you don't need a lot of income. You don't need to take a lot of huge risks. You need to lay the bricks down. That is what we want to do with the 7-day challenge. And, that trial is dcgtrial.com, dcgtrial.com. And this way you're able to come to the challenge, and you're able to go through the steps, and you'll actually get a realistic view of what it takes to actually trade. And it only takes 1 hour a day, right, over a longer period of time. So this way you don't burn out, and you can actually, you give yourself time to understand the foundational blocks. So on that note, I'm going to see you guys on the inside, realize that there is levels, and if everybody here should be trading, they should be owning their time, the money that you've worked for, you should be investing it yourself, right? But take the time to lay the foundation and to understand, the skills that's required. And the first thing is to understand the basics. Give yourself 30 to 60, 90 days. Like you start a new job, you get a probationary period. You go to college and you get an internship. You give yourself 30 to 90 days to at least know what you don't know. We call that the law of discovery. So on that note, with the business of wealth, redefining what wealth is in trading, you guys can take the challenge at dcgtrial.com. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook at Jamar James. I use my name. And if you ever want to schedule a call with me, it's jamarjames.io. And on that note, until next time, lay the foundation, have a solid one. And I'll see you again on the business of wealth. Thank you.